Hello, everybody. Welcome to Upgrade 100 Live. Not that live this time because it's a special edition that is pre recorded. We are here today to discuss a sensitive subject. It's about the concerns regarding the security and privacy on TikTok. My guest today is Jakub Olek, Head of Policy and Government Relations at TikTok in the region. Hi.
Hi, hello. Thanks for having us.
Uh, Thank you for being here. Jakub is having maybe the most boring but also very important job these days at TikTok. His job is to convince public authorities, politicians, and the general audience that is interested in this matter that TikTok is a legit player and there is no hidden agenda. It's a government relation and market access expert with a law degree and international experience in Europe, Asia, and Middle East. Previously, he was doing the same job for Lime,
Correct. E-scooters.
the business, and also Santander. Um, Important mention here. This is also an Ironman triathlete, but not a professional one.
Not a professional,
But
just amateur.
sounds legit to me. It's aligned with your hard task
Hard work, yes.
these days. Um, the discussion about TikTok being used as a Trojan horse for the Chinese government is not new, as we all know, and I'm sure you all know. Donald Trump tried to put this on the public agenda back in 2020. Then it was an advanced discussion about Walmart and Oracle maybe to acquire TikTok in the US. Then the Biden administration last year or 2 years ago, they dropped the topic, but here we are. The topic is back on the public agenda both in US and in the European Union. Also, it's on the public agenda in Romania. I was contacting government's officials and also from the National Cybersecurity Directorate. And the official position now is that there is no official position of the Romanian government in this matter. But at the time of our recording, which is March 22, 2023, your CEO, Shu Zichu, is preparing to testify before the American Congress, trying to convince the same thing that TikTok is a legit player. His message that was published on TikTok yesterday is interesting from a technical point of view. So let's start by watching this message.
Hi everyone, it's Sho here. I'm the CEO of TikTok. I'm here in Washington, D.C. today, and I have some news and updates to share with everyone here. Today, I'm super excited to announce that more than 150 million Americans are on TikTok. That's almost half of the US coming to TikTok to connect, to create, to share, to learn, or just to have some fun. This includes 5 million businesses that use TikTok to reach their customers, and the majority of these are small and medium businesses. Now, these numbers are amazing, and I'm so thankful to all of you and the 7,000 TikTok employees in the US who are helping us build this incredible community in America and around the world. Now, this comes at a pivotal moment for us. Some politicians have started talking about banning TikTok. Now, this could take TikTok away from all 150 million of you. I'll be testifying before Congress later this week to share all that we're doing to protect Americans using the app and deliver on our mission to inspire creativity and to bring joy. Let me know in the comments what you want your elected representatives to know about what you love about TikTok.
Okay, interesting approach. Basically, you're following your what you preach. Do TikToks, not press releases.
We walk the walk. Yes.
Yeah, you walk the walk. So now it's your time to make your TikTok for 30 seconds or 1 minute tops for the public authorities and the Romanian audience. Please look at the camera, do your TikTok. We
Sure.
will use it to promote our discussion. So, go.
Hi, Romania. This is Kuba from TikTok. I just wanted to tell you that TikTok is a fantastic tool, which you probably already know. You can create there, you can connect there with your friends, you can learn there, you can share your stories. And we are here to help you to inspire the creativity and bring joy to you and your friends. So have fun. When it comes to message to the authorities, pretty much the same. Have
Okay.
fun.
Now is the TikTok for politicians and
TikTok's for
authorities.
politicians.
Okay.
Yes. Just with a little disclaimer. So have fun. TikTok is not a Trojan horse. This is a great tool of reaching out the audience. TikTok is a safe platform. TikTok is not a Chinese platform. TikTok is not available in China. TikTok is owned by ByteDance, that is incorporated in Cayman Islands, but is based in Singapore. 60% of ByteDance is owned by global public investors. Like the American, usually, which is KKR, Coatue, General Atlantic, Sequoia Capital, so the big ones, and SoftBank. 20% is with the employees and equity program, and 20% by the co-founder. The board of directors of ByteDance is 5 people. 3 of them are US nationals. Only 1 is Chinese, but he's based for a significant time now in Singapore as well. Show from the video, he's also Singaporean. He's not Chinese. So we are safe. And also we are here to address your concerns. So if there are clear concerns from your end, we are here to address them, which we already do with the projects that we probably have time to discuss later.
So we will go in more deep details in order maybe to help everybody to have an informed opinion. You mentioned the fact that TikTok is not a Chinese company, which is a bold opinion because everybody is associating TikTok with China. There is a good reason for that because most of the product was somehow invented
Yes.
in China. Even in the previous musically version you acquired, but I guess not a lot of people are aware of the fact that the company that originated, that created the concept, is also uh, operating different other products. I will just mention some of them. Tutiao is a news app. Xinhua is some sort of a YouTube for China and Asia. Hello looks to me some sort of an Instagram or something like that, the equivalent. Lark is some sort of a Slack or Zoom or collaborative tool. Byte Plus is also an interesting approach because some of the features and tools you are able to see on TikTok are offered to other businesses to use. But related to that, we just saw the other day that it was a public debate on how supposedly some TikTok employees used the platform and the level of access they had in TikTok to follow the private life of 2 journalists in the US from Financial Times and BuzzFeed. And also there are some rumors or unverified informations that some pieces of code from TikTok are common with the news app you're having or the mother company of the companies having in China and so on and so forth. So my question is, how can TikTok assure everybody that there is no connection with China and with the Chinese government, even if it's pretty hard to believe that you don't use common technologies and so on. And I don't see any problem personally to use what you developed and tested in China, in other markets. This is one of the competitive advantages. But this idea that you don't share nothing with the motherland China is a little bit hard to be swallowed. Also, we have clear proofs that you can be a victim if we can put it like this yourself, because if there are employees that are not ethical enough and they are maybe working for the Chinese Secret Service or whatever, who else, it's impossible to control. So, how can be sure, or can we be sure
Sure.
that our data is safe and the TikTok is not used in any other purpose?
So this is great question, and this is really packed question because there's a number of questions within
It's
one.
one of my issues. I'm not addressing
But
one
it's
question,
great,
but
but it's great. Yeah,
four
yeah.
questions in one question. So let's open
Yeah,
up and see.
let's unpack it. So let's
Let's
start
unpack it.
start with the structure of ByteDance, as you said,
Yes.
because there are products that are also dedicated for
Mm-hmm.
Chinese market. So ByteDance is based in Singapore,
Mm-hmm.
and ByteDance is, as you said, a mother company that owns different apps and products,
Mm-hmm.
and those apps and products are dedicated to different markets.
Mm-hmm.
So those ones that you named, for example, Toutiao, they are based entirely in China, and this is a product entirely for China.
Mm-hmm.
But ByteDance also owns products that are not in China and that are dedicated for other markets like TikTok. So there's no connection. There is this debate about the golden share that the Chinese government can have in an entity, right? And that's true, but that's for Chinese entities only. So when we are talking about the products that ByteDance have in China, then the Chinese government can have a golden share there, but not in TikTok, because TikTok is not in China. So this is one. Now, two, in terms of data privacy and what we are doing to make sure that that your data is safe.
Well,
There's
as sure as you can, because not always is possible. If an employee is unethical and he's using the level
Right.
of access to serve other interests, I
that's
guess.
the journals. Yeah. So this is also what I will address. So now, the privacy. So we are compliant with all the laws in Europe. We are compliant with GDPR. We are compliant with also with local laws, regional laws like the Romanian law, and also with non-obligatory code of conducts, for example, when it comes to disinformation. So we are always step ahead because we understand that as a platform that is under, as you said, heavy scrutiny, we have an obligation to go out there and be responsible for that. Second, we also run a number of projects. So there are two big projects in TikTok right now. One is Project Texas, and second is Project Clover. Project Texas is about the fact that the data, the U.S. users' data, will be stored and processed by a third party, which is Oracle in the States, and also the source code of TikTok will be audited, or already has been audited by Oracle. Whether there, for example, what do they check is whether there is a connection between the US servers and Chinese servers. And they didn't found any, which was also a conclusion of a Citizen Lab report, which was done last year, that there is no connection between those servers. The company spent 1.5 billion US dollars already on this project in US, and now we have also the same project in Europe, which is called Clover. We will have the same structure, the European partner. We will have. We will also spend an equivalent of 1.2 billion USD. We are building data centers. We have two in Ireland. We have a third in Norway, where the data will be stored. And it is going to happen in the next
And
months.
in Europe, you established the equivalent of Oracle, or not yet?
Yes, we do have a partner. We just don't disclose the name yet.
We will find out the
Very soon, yeah.
name of the European player, I guess,
Yes.
because Oracle
Yes, it
is
has
an
to be European player,
American
yeah.
player. Yeah, on the opposite side, the Restrict Act in US would essentially give the Secretary of Commerce in US the power to regulate tech produced by 6 countries, not only China, but it's Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Russia, and Venezuela. I guess you have no other choice but to be as American as possible in the US and as European as possible in the European Union, because also the regulators are asking for that. Still, it's a delicate and complicated strategical, technological, and economical discussion, since the origins of the company are in a country that is not in love with democracy, let's say. But uh, let's see how this will go, because okay, we, to be objective, we have similar examples, for example, from Russia. Everybody suspected the Telegram that being used by Kremlin, and in the end proved to be somehow the other way around, because they were also victims of the oppressive regime. Anyway, we will see.
I want to go back for a second to the
Please.
journalists, and the investigation of the journalists, and the fact that we tracked those journalists. So let me tell you the story. So what happened was there were 4 individuals in the U.S. Based entity that started this unacceptable behavior, which was tracking the journalist, which they did not they did not have success with, because we do not have anonymized data on people. For example, if we wanted to track you, for example, we cannot do it because we do not have anonymized data. There is only aggregated data for marketing purposes and for the app purposes. 2, they were all immediately fired from the company after we learned it. They did it not to track the journalists, but they wanted to find a leak in the organizations, which they, again, were not successful with. And what is also important, when we learned it and improved our internal policies, fired those people, we gave this information to the public by ourselves. It is not a piece of investigated journalism. It's a piece of
At
our,
the beginning, it was a denial on the fact that anything wrong happened, but after a while, it was admitted that.
When we learned the full story, we put it to the public just to be transparent.
Coming back to Romania, in the advertising platform, we see between 7 and 8 million users that we can target in the advertising campaigns. I know you are not disclosing numbers at country level, but somehow it's obvious that you have a significant footprint. Theoretically, you're at least the 3rd largest platform in the country after Alphabet, that owns a lot of products, and Meta, that is still strong with Facebook and Instagram combined. How is Romania on the CEE map of TikTok? How big it is, how significant it is, and how big is in the European Union context? How big as a market is Romania for you?
Yes, Romania is a very important market for us. The whole region is important for us. TikTok is close to 1.5 billion users globally. We are 150 million users in the US.
As your CEO just
said,
said
in the video. We are almost 150 million users in Europe, 120 million users in the European Union. This is something that we have to report.
Okay, so basically, the number of users in the whole European Union is close with the number of users in the US, right? Or a little
European, like Europe as a whole.
As a whole,
yes. So UK
European
plus
Union
Switzerland,
is 120 compared to 150.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So that's it, and this is the numbers that we can share. We are not, at the level as these top big technological companies yet. But we are expanding. TikTok is on the market only from 2018, so we are improving our presence on the market. And Central Eastern Europe is very important for us for a number of reasons. One, it's a great region to do business in. As you said, Poland is an important market, and Romania. So those are the 2 top markets for us, super important for us, which means that we will have a lot of business presence here. We also have done already interesting projects like the one on digital skills in Romania with the government, where we were encouraging people to use TikTok to develop their digital skills, because we had identify this as a challenge for Romania. So those are important markets, and we will, with time, as the platform grows, we will invest more in those markets.
other platforms, not to mention names like Facebook, did a terrible job in protecting their platform from the abuse of fake news and misinformation and so on and so forth. And there is a good reason for that because there is an economic model behind. Um, our audience is well aware of the fact that is one of the main discussions we are keep holding in the public agenda. Basically, if you are successful in a quantitative manner, so you're obtaining a lot of views, a lot of clicks, a lot of visibility, you're also obtaining proportionally related revenues. Okay, and also Google is a part of the problem because Facebook is producing a lot of traffic for websites that are flying under the radar and they are monetizing using Google Ad Tech and other players ad techs. But we are talking about the biggest players on the market. TikTok came along later in this game, and at least apparently the number of videos that are promoting fake news and misinformation are not significantly high, but there are still a lot of them in the platform. My question to you is regarding this. Uh, because it's a platform that is user generated from the content point of view, and the number of stories and TikToks that are published, I imagine it's a huge one. I don't know if there are any numbers, but I guess it's impossible to moderate everything, physically speaking. I'm sure you're relying on a lot of tech, but still people are judging better than machines, not fast enough, but better.
True.
So we see Facebook that is failing in being able to solve this matter. Google is a little bit more advanced, but also more profitable. How TikTok is trying to address this issue? How much is tech? How much is human assisted?
So safety is our top priority. We understand that that TikTok will not be TikTok if it's not safe, pretty much. So what we do here is we tackle the issue on several levels. We have our community guidelines that express very clearly what is acceptable on the platform and what is not, and any form of misinformation or disinformation is not and is being taken down from the platform immediately. There is a content moderation, as you said. It works on two levels. One, it's the mechanical one, as you said, which is by the machines, and second is by the people and the human moderators.
What is the proportion between the two?
Well, I cannot speak about the numbers, in terms of how many people we have. But what I can tell you is that this is a significant difference between TikTok and other markets, because we see a competitive advantage that we can build here. And what I mean here is that the platforms that were ahead of us, they were operating on the market for a very long time without investing in content moderation, trust and safety. And when we came to the market, when we started our business, we started with trust and safety. So the people that work in trust and safety at TikTok, they are the largest numbers. Those teams are the largest in TikTok when it comes to safety.
So your official line of communication, as I noticed also from what Shu Zichu mentioned, is that basically now you're safer than other platforms because you're entering the scene later, so you learn from their mistakes also. But still, there is a contradiction because somehow not only ByteDance and TikTok is adopting this communication line, but all the big tech platforms, and is one of the things I think we must understand better is somehow reducing to the essence is we cannot share more, we cannot say more, so you have to trust us. And this brings me to another talking point in our discussion. How can we trust, as a general public, everybody on what they are saying? Okay, you have to trust us, we are doing this. We have to trust us, we are doing that. We have to trust us, this is the number of views. We have to trust us, these are the real numbers of users. But none of you, because you're also a big tech player, you don't allow third-party measurements inside the platform. Or maybe I'm wrong in the case of TikTok. How do you want you to be trusted in full by everybody, governments, public authorities, media agencies, advertising agencies, general public, if you don't allow third-party measurements to go into the platform and to see if what you are saying is true?
Yes. So so it's not that we say you have to trust us.
This is what you're saying. You have to trust us. We are not doing nothing wrong. We are not doing this and this and this. Okay, you
So
have
let
to
me tell
trust us.
yes. So let me tell you. So let me tell you how.
Make me trust.
So let me tell you.
More.
Yeah. So let me tell you how it works. So I'll tell you two things. One, I will tell you how the content moderation works precisely. Let's take it step by step from the moment that you upload a video. That's one. And second, I'll tell you about the third parties and what they tell about us. So one, let's say you have a TikTok account. You upload a video on TikTok. So now I'm going to tell what's happening with a video. So you upload a video, it goes through the moderation. If it's a clear situation that there is no violation of our community guidelines or any gray zone, it is being posted.
First is an AI or technical tool that is analyzing, and then to look for nudity or whatever else.
And if it's a clear
keywords,
case,
and then
and if it's
humans are also checking, or only a portion of the videos. I guess it's impossible to check them all.
No,
right?
so this is how it works. So if it's a clear situation, let's say it's a clear nudity or clear harassment or violent behavior, it's taken down immediately. Then if it's a clear situation that it's within our community guidelines, I mean, for example, you saying, hey, I'm doing a podcast with TikTok today, watch me here. Then boom, it's straightforward, it goes on the platform. If it's a gray zone, let's say that you are quoting someone from other media, then the AI might not be very correct here, so it goes to the human moderation. Also, if we have verified accounts, because we have a verification system, this blue tick, right? So if those verified accounts, they go immediately to the moderation, to the human moderation, right? And then the human moderation decides whether it's going to be posted or not. And now, if your video has been taken down, you are going to be informed why it was taken down, for what reasons, and also you have a chance to talk to us. You have a chance to say, hey, I don't agree with you. And then it goes again through the content moderation, saying, hey, the users just gave us this response, saying that, this was his idea for the video, and this is, in his words, is not violating community guidelines, right? And very often it happens that we restore the video on the platform because it might have been our mistake. So we're not a platform where there is only AI moderation and then whatever happens. Is a live system that is going on, right?
And the teams that are formed by humans and that they are reviewing the content posted from Romania or addressing Romania is based where?
Local languages. It's always local languages. It's always in local languages.
And you are working with your own staff, or
yes,
you are
it's our own
contracting with?
It's our own people. We do also work with trusted flaggers, for example. So there are organizations that are on our list of trusted entities and flaggers, like fact-checking organization, for example.
Do you have in Romania any partner as we speak, or not yet?
We are working on a number of whether European-wide or local ones, and this is not my team that is doing that, but I bet there are.
So it's a technical layer, then it's a human layer.
Yes.
It's an internal human layer, and you are trying to add an external human layer with verified partners,
it's already working.
Trusted partners.
Yes.
You don't have those yet in place for our region, right?
We do have.
No,
do have the
I
invoice,
mean
yeah.
the independent fact checkers for
Yeah,
Romania.
as well. Yes, we
You
do.
have?
We do. Yeah,
Who
yeah.
are the Romanian fact checkers for Romania? The
That's
independent, not your employees.
Yes, so we work with a European fact-checking network,
Okay.
and within this network we have certain organizations that we work with,
Okay.
but we do not give the names.
But you ask us to trust you. So maybe it's not a trustful fact checker. Maybe it's a controversial fact checker. If you're fact checking it with somebody that is promoting fake news, it's not good enough for
Well,
us.
that's why we work with European fact-checking network.
Okay.
So and we trust the European fact-checking network that they are a trusted partners. That's one. Second, you've asked about the number of videos. So we have Safety Center. Everyone can find it online and just put TikTok Safety Center, and we publish reports quarterly, exactly on the content moderation. So you can find there numbers of how many videos we've taken down, for what reasons, how many accounts we've blocked, for example, for people who are under 13 years old, and I can give you a few numbers. So in the last report that we've published for the quarter, we've removed 115 million videos on the platform. We removed,
From a total of
yes, from the total, this is around 1% of the...
so 1% out of the total videos you considered being inappropriate or
violating community guidelines. And that
only 1%.
1%, yes.
So
So this is not bad.
This is a positive message. So people
Yes.
in general are doing legit content.
Yes, yeah, that's
you're
true.
saying.
That's true.
Okay, if somebody is noticing a video that is it's obviously not right, what they should do?
Yeah, sure. So let's follow the path of what's happening with the video, right? So that what we can do is then also you can, while watching your For You feed, you can report. You can do it very easily. So you just press your thumb for a second and you can report. There is a list of reasons why you're reporting the video, and it goes to TNS. The more reports, of course, the higher chance that is going to be on the top of the list for the content moderation.
So basically, if somebody is seeing a video that is not inappropriate, if he's reporting the video, is better also to signalize for the community to
Yes.
report it, because
Yes,
this
exactly. Yes, this
in
is how
this
community
way,
works. Yeah.
this video will be
Yes, yeah, exactly. This is how the community works. That's
higher
one.
in the
That's
priority
one.
list.
That's one. Second, we also have flags on the videos, which is that, for example, if you are watching on a video from an account that we earlier detected, for example, misinformation, there is a flag for you. So you see a video and there is a flag at the top right corner saying, please be cautious, because on this account we've detected misinformation or disinformation earlier before. What we do also on the content moderation side from internal perspective. So for example, if we find a number of reports on the video, but it's on the account or on the video, and it's within our community guidelines, we also have a system of internal flags. Internal flags on the video or the account for us. So it then goes straight to the human moderation instead of AI. For example, we have education centers. For example, if you search in our search bar COVID or war in Ukraine, then it gives you flags saying, hey, this is the content that usually carries misinformation, so please be aware. Second, here is the official sources on COVID or misinformation or war in Ukraine, so you can check them. And third, here's our guide for you on how to detect misinformation. And there you have simple questions like, if a video results in you having a strong emotions, whether it's joy or fear or hate, right? That's a first flag for you that it might be misinformation. Up to a very more sophisticated questions like, did the author of the video, did it tell you the source of the information? Can you check the source of the information by yourselves on other sources online, etc. And this is something. So now let me give you, the third parties and what they say about us. So, for example, there is a Center for Strategic Communication of Excellence of NATO in Riga. So what they do is pretty much an organization within NATO that they follow social media and what they do on misinformation front, for example, and they do this report annually on with a clear rank on what what platforms and how they are doing. And we've been several years ago we've been second to last, and now we are second in the whole spectrum of the platforms. So I think we've done a great job. That's one. Second, there is number of cybersecurity institutions in countries. For example, in Poland, where we work with one, where they clearly say that that what TikTok is doing good is that if there is misinformation on the platform, it is being tackled on the platform. So there's no this spillover effect. Because what is really harmful for internet is that when there is a misinformation, then it spills over like there on every platform.
So one
right?
particularity of TikTok is that the content is recirculated only in TikTok's environment, so it's more easy to be tracked and put down.
Exactly. That it's not going out there.
We also have the aggression that is happening among the users of the platform. So bullying, harassment, and this is also a thing that is to be followed. How this is addressed by TikTok? So if a parent is watching us and maybe the kid is being harassed on TikTok, how they can take action and be efficient.
Right.
To give you a little bit more of a background, we saw cases even in Romania where other platforms were used even in domestic disputes. So sometimes, if you want to obtain a little bit more from a lawsuit from your wife, some crazy fellows out there run advertising campaigns or articles about the ex-wife. So it's a complex environment. How TikTok is trying to solve this, or not to let abusers abuse the platform?
Yeah, this is very important topic, and this is what we work hard on. So one is we well, everything starts with the community guidelines. That's one, but we have a number of features. But in terms of the community guidelines, so our community guidelines are stricter than other companies out there. For example, when it comes to hate speech and those sort of situation, it's very often comes with politics and the view of the world that's coming from your political views. And we don't want politics on the platform. We are not allowing political ads on the platform. They will be not accepted. So we are not taking money from the politics, and also fundraising is not acceptable. So pretty much you won't build a political campaign on TikTok. That's one. Second, when it comes to safety of the minors, so 13 to 18 years old, there's a number of features that we are developing and tools that are on the platform. Just to name a few, very recently we set a time limit for people from 13 to 18 years old to 60 minutes daily by default. Second, if you're a parent, then you can use something that's called family pairing, and you can pretty much build a frame within which your child is moving on TikTok. You can
have control about the time he's spending there and the content he's watching.
Yes, based on hashtags, for example, right? So it's I think it's a great tool because you are not ruining the privacy of the young one, because they can still move within the hashtags as this person wants. But the content that he or she can see is limited, and also limited in time.
And how parents can access this feature? What they should do to access this feature? Is it available in Romania also?
Yes. It's available. It's on TikTok. So you just go to settings on TikTok. You find it easily there, and you just pair with your with the device of your teenager, and simply works from there. Just remember that TikTok is for people from 13 to 16 years old. So sorry, TikTok is starting from the
Yes, yes.
is of course for and the number of users there is way older than those. But yeah, but the TikTok is not an app for people under 13 years old. Furthermore, for example, the people from 13 to 16 years old, they have messages blocked, so you cannot they cannot message each other. Then after 16 years old, they can choose whether they can still remain with the option of not using the messages, or they can use it only with their friends. So there's not a situation that, for example, an adult will reach out to the minors on TikTok. You also cannot send an audio video attachments on chat on TikTok in order to prevent sexting, for example.
You don't want politics on TikTok, but still politics are there because people are complaining about different things, or they're doing lives from protests and so on and so forth. I guess it's pretty difficult to separate the public interest matters on purely political potential manipulations of messages. So how this line is being drawn, because looks a little bit controversial. Okay, there are matters that are obviously of public interest, and maybe they are involving politicians. How do you decide what is politics in the pure sense of the word, like propaganda or similar, and what is public interest information?
So TikTok is a tool where there is a freedom of expression.
Maybe too big. I'm kidding.
So you can easily express yourself on TikTok. You can also, as a politician, have an account on TikTok, but you cannot, and you can say, vote for me. But what you cannot do is you cannot pay for it and you cannot promote it, right? Also, when you have a verified account on TikTok as a politician, your account is limited. For example, the music library that you have and the music that you can choose from the music library when you're an active politician with verified account is limited. Is limited for a reason that you cannot, for example, use a music from the library that would allow you to attach to a trend, for example, right? So this is
speculate the
so this
trend.
this prevents the political content trending.
I guess it's limit. There are limitations, but the intention is there. Yeah, still it's a complicated matter because the politicians and their teams are pretty creative, and the filters are there, but not efficient all the time. Do you have a special communication line with local institutions or governmental institutions, and they have some sort of a priority line if something significant is happening? This is the first part of this question. The second part is, how can we as a civil society be sure that this line of communications are not used against the public interest? Because the politicians that are gaining power are sometimes interested in the general public not to find the truth. How we solve this equation?
So so there are options available for the governments to report content to us.
Maybe faster than a regular citizen, I guess.
Well, yes. So there is an email address, for example, they can send their requests. But
what's the email address?
It's all the same for all the governments. But what I can tell you is that
governments at TikTok.
So what you do is, so this is. But what is important here as well is that we have the reports that I mentioned on the safety center. There's also a different report that is entirely dedicated to all requests that are coming from the government. So you can also see on those reports what governments and what requests we received and what have we done with those. Because when there is a request from a government coming to TikTok, it doesn't mean that it will be accepted. It will be surely audited by our trust and safety team, whether it's within our community guidelines and terms of use. But it's not like that any government can send, hey, we don't like the opposition, remove all the videos.
I guess that's why you still need humans, because I guess it's one thing to receive a complaint from I know, Iran, and the other thing is to receive a complaint from Sweden.
Yes.
I guess this is obvious, but for a machine, it's hard to make the distinction between the government of a democratic country and
So the email
government
box I
of
sent, it's entirely used by humans, not by chatbots or anything.
yet,
Yeah.
not much less yet. Um, I guess everybody is interested to find out how to utilize TikTok in a more efficient way and to reach more and more people and so on. So, what can you share on good practices on how we should use TikTok and public authorities and regular citizens to use TikTok in order to um, obtain a good visibility and also not to break the rules of the platform? Are there any tips and tricks or whatever else we can mention here?
So I would direct you to two things. One is community guidelines. Just be sure that you are aware of the community guidelines, so that you are not out of the scope
How
there.
fast or how often they are being changed? Because sometimes this is a challenge. Also, I'm talking here as in my capacity as of owner of an advertising agency. It's sometimes hard to keep follow with the update. So
Yes, so it's not happening daily. It's but it's happening frequently, because we need to keep them updated with the local regulations, for example, and this is
and
changing.
each time you're changing them, you're informing
Yes,
everybody.
we are informing the community. There are notifications in the app, etc. If you are a business partner, you also receive those notifications. So it's happening. So that's one. Second is there is a great job that the company is doing also at our accounts. So TikTok has their own accounts, just like Show has one. There's also accounts from business teams. There are accounts from our operations teams. For example, TikTok Tips, where you can watch the videos on the tips on how to build good campaign on TikTok.
I guess you have a complicated mission to meet with local authorities, with public influencers, and so on and so forth. What is your key message? Once again, you will bring to them those days.
Yes, This is a very good question, and I think what we want here is a level playing field. So we are compliant with all the laws, all the regulations that are in the US or in the EU, and we want to be treated just as any other player on the market. Also, we try to address the already existing concerns. But if there are any other concerns, just tell us. We would be happy to discuss with you. We'll be happy to address those concerns. It's not a situation where we do not want to cooperate with the governments. We are very happy to cooperate. I actually applaud those governments that didn't just blindly follow the European Commission in their decision of banning TikTok on staff devices, but they started their own investigations to proceed whether TikTok is really a cybersecurity threat. I think it's a great idea, because you need an evidence.
It's also the case of Romania, as far as I understood. They are running their own investigation to check if there is any reason to be worried. So it's all about trust. It's all about proving transparency, and most probably this discussion will go further, because it's also a political layer. The world is not in its best time. It's not quiet. There is a lot of geopolitical movements and a lot of debates. If there is anything else you want to add or any question I didn't ask and you want to ask yourself and just respond, please do.
No, thank you. I
Also.
think I think it was a great discussion. So thank you very much for having us. What I want to reiterate at the end is again, TikTok is not a harmful platform. We do everything we can to address your concerns around safety or cybersecurity, and we are happy to work with the governments or third-party institutions, NGOs, to address and mitigate those concerns.
We have a lot of journalists that are also following us. If there are public interest questions, where can they address them? How can you assist a little bit better the needs of the market?
Yeah, so we do already have a team in Romania that are focusing on content and working with creators. And yes, as soon as the platform is growing, and it relates with the growth. So if the company is growing, then surely yes, we will be discussing potential investments on those markets and opening offices here as well.
And if there are requests from the media, do you have a public relationship
Yes.
office?
Yes, we have those fantastic people that I'm here with today that you've met. They are here. They are on the ground. So very happy to help.
Okay, Jakub, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
For
Thank
your
you, Darsh.
time. Good luck with your
Thank you.
roadshow
Thank you.
across CEE. We will see how this will end up. Personally, I do hope that everybody will find ways to take the best decisions in the interest of the citizens, because in the end, okay, there is a commercial layer. TikTok is not a charity, it's not an NGO, it's a commercially run company that needs to reach commercial objectives. But when you have 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 million users in a country like Romania with a total population less than 20 million, the commercial success comes together with a lot of responsibility. So that's why we need to have
Agreed. Yeah.
discussions like this one, and to address all the concerns. And let's hope that this will end up in a decent manner for everybody, but also for the citizens, not to be question marks anywhere. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching our discussion. You will find resources and the links in the description of this video or audio podcast, depends on where you are following us. I'm Drago Stanka. Thank you very much for being with us. Follow our channels and keep in touch. Bye.